And we're back.
Welcome to Trial by Podcast, a show where a bunch of self-proclaimed experts talk about Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. I am Philip, an admin of the page Donaloy. Everyone else who is here, introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, I'm Tim, I'm admin of the page Donaloy. Hi, I'm Tim, I'm admin of the page Donaloy. Said it better that time.
I'm Devin, Wandering Crow on Donaloy.
I'm Malcolm, admin on Oberyn Martell, Rhaegar Targaryen, Sons of the Harpy. Until I say the name of the rest.
No, even one other pages.
Basically.
I'm Stannis, admin Stannis Baratheon, the new Chuck Norris, and that's about it.
I'm Susie, and I admin Jaime Lannister fans and Lady Nim.
Cool.
And the Sand Snakes.
Yes, the Sand Snakes, but we partner on that.
Apologies, we're a week out of sync in that we did record an episode last week.
And it was a good episode.
It was a good episode, and
with lots of jokes.
Some would say the reverse.
Of what this episode's going to be.
And it was entirely my fault that my recording software fucked up, and
but
I lost the file.
But now we get what everybody wanted to begin with, is that I'm going to summarize the episode in like 2 minutes, and that's all anybody ever wanted.
That's all anyone needs.
Okay, Devin.
Exactly.
Alright, so we'll do a quick roundup for episode 3. Things we didn't like, and Devin's roundup.
This is going to be a mixture of...
Okay, is Devin going to go first? Or?
I'm going to go first, I think.
Yeah, and then
it's going to be a mixture of what Phil already has written, and I'm going to get stuck on something, because it's been like 3 weeks since I saw this, so I'll forget a few things. Alright.
Yeah.
So, I like this part. Arya sweeps the floor like a good little bitch. Marjorie and Tommen get married. Tommen gets his dick wet, and he really, really likes it. Tommen tries to send his mother back to the Rock. She's like, hey, fuck off, cunt, I'm not having any of this shit here, little boy. Marjorie and Cersei are cunts to each other. General business. Roose and Ramsay have dinner and talk about how much of, giant cunts they are. Sansa and Littlefinger go to Moat Cailin, and it looks fucking disgusting. Brienne and Podrick have a little heart-to-heart about how much of emo sods they are. Jaundice happens, which is pretty standard. Arya says, cunt, when she gets smacked by another cunt. Arya throws shit in the sea, but she can't throw away the sword because she feels a little bad about it. Arya might be a necrophiliac. Sansa and Littlefinger show up at Winterfell, and Sansa kisses a fat chick, and they reminisce about the time that her family killed Sansa's family. Good times. Ollie gives Jon a hand job and his sword. The High Septon gets caught fiddling whores. Cersei goes to find Governor Swan. Qyburn and Sir Robert Strong happen. Littlefinger chats with the Boltons, and the Boltons say, hey, you're a cunt, I don't think we really trust you, but I mean, you brought us the biddy, so I guess we're cool with that. Tyrion says, I've had enough of this goddamn carriage bullshit, let's go fuck whores. They go to fuck whores. Tyrion's drinking a little too much alcohol, and now he's got erectile dysfunction. But they haven't developed anything for that in Westeros yet, so then he gets kidnapped by Jorah.
That's...
Safe word.
Bravo.
Excellent. So going around the room, starting with Malcolm, and then Stannis, then Tim, then Susie, then finally me. What was your favourite
I like you just
part?
Throw me on the spot.
Favourite part of the episode? Like,
are we talking episode 3?
Episode 3. This is episode 3.
I would probably have to say the parts with Arya, since they actually stuck closest to the books, and they're pretty much the only parts that really made any damn sense. And of course, Arya saying cunt is always funny.
I like that.
The
10.
Was it me?
Yeah.
Also liked, who's it? Governor Swan, as y'all like to call him.
High Septon.
I can't even think of his real name anymore because of this little Governor Swan bit. That's all I see him as now.
We don't know his real name, it's just the High Sparrow.
Yeah.
My favourite part, again the art, specifically about Arya, the bit where she's throwing the stuff in the sea, and then I think they got, because like of course they can't really portray internal monologues on screen, but like they did it well with the Stark theme and everything, like playing like this in the background, like when she's about to throw a needle in, and then she does not. So yeah, that was my favourite scene.
Stannis?
Well, I'd say I agree with what they said about, or what Malcolm said about Needle, but my favorite scene would probably be the beheading of Janos Slynt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as I expected it to be, but it was still great. The hype was there, and I liked it.
Susie?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Jon scene and beheading. That's... It was like, yeah.
For me, I'd probably say most of the Marjorie Cersei just bitch fighting was my favourite part. Just 'cause it's
Wait,
really
did the
fun.
beheading happen last episode?
Yeah, episode 3.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we can't
Yeah, but-
spoil anything now.
Yeah, we can't
It's
spoil
all-
anything
it's
anymore.
all been shown.
It's all
We
been
cannot
out there. It's
spoil
all out
anything.
Well, it's been so long since I saw the episode, I forgot that
It's
actually
hard to
happened. on it.
remember.
Oh, my favorite part was the part where Ollie gave John a hand job.
That's why I don't remember, because I try to just completely cancel him out.
Yeah, whenever you see Ollie. No, my favorite scene is actually probably also the Janos beheading.
Yeah, most disappointing scene, starting with Dan. We'll go the other way around the room.
Basically anything to do with Sansa at Winterfell was pretty much something I wanted to try and not to think of.
Right?
Like, as for like things added in the show, I like the stuff they're doing with Tallman and Marjorie. Actually, like, I think it's pretty interesting to watch. But yeah, I'd have to say like Littlefinger chatting with the Boltons or him and Sansa being spooky in the crypts.
For me, I'd say the most disappointing part of it was in contrast to a lot of you, the beheading scene. Because whilst the line change from Ed fetch me a block to Ollie bring my sword, it's it's got the same kind of rhythm as a sentence. So it could have been a completely like a line change that didn't affect it at all. What annoyed me was they didn't do the whole hang him.
Hanging.
And then he
Oh,
relents,
that was-
and then he beheads him. And it's that kind of, just that break in tempo throughout the scene that really gives that fetch me a block line such kind of
A
importance.
kick.
Yeah.
Because like he was
Plus
gonna
the
hang him
internal
for
monologue of
disobeying.
Jon.
Like he was gonna hang him for disobeying, but then he starts begging for his life. So then he says, "To get me the block."
The thing that irritates me about that scene, other than Ollie being in it, whatever the damn little shit's name is, he ruins it for me. But the fact that Jon asked him to give him his sword, like, why
So-
the fuck doesn't he have it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, John has a sword on his person at all times.
Except for then.
Yeah.
That kind of broke the immersion, but I still enjoyed it. So, I understand your limitations, though, guys.
I think it was because we had the whole inner monologue with Jon thinking about how Janos betrayed Ed in King's Landing, and he knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
you can't really get that on film.
no. Well, I mentioned that with the Arya thing, but like, you
Yeah.
can still get you can still kind of get the scene and the emotion of that right.
Oh, they did great with the Arya scene.
Yeah.
But
Even
not
without
so
the
well
animal.
with Janos.
But wait, is it my turn, or should I just jump in anyway?
Susie's.
Okay.
your most
One of my
disappointing-
least favorite,
Yeah, most disappointing.
probably because they're rushing it with Tyrion in the brothel,
Yeah.
and how, he's flirting with the whore, and then he's like, oh no, I can't do this because of Shay, when we know it's Tysha that he's broken up about. So
Yeah.
it just kind of was like just an excuse to have asses walking around.
Well, they also haven't invented Viagra, Westeros yet.
Yeah.
So, it's part of Tyrion's problem.
It's just his storyline's just moving too fast.
It's true. Yeah. Well, because they cut out almost everything to do with his storyline
Yeah.
in the show. So they've got nothing to do with him really, aside from we'll send him to Meereen. He'll get there, and then there you go.
Yeah. What's that? Dance with Dragons thing. Haven't heard that. What a book.
Fuck that. Most of that book is Tyrion, and they cut it all.
Yeah, and he's their
Oh
favourite
my
character.
god.
Tim?
Sorry, we're just waiting for Tim's mic to stop.
Tim,
Still
Tim.
what?
Tim, for Christ's
Your
sake, buddy.
His
Having a
mic is
hard
just
goddamn time.
giving a lot of feedback
Over.
right there. Right,
So whose turn is it? Mine?
Stannis, yeah, your most
Yeah.
disappointing scene.
Well, when I'm listening to what you've said, I feel that the scene with Tyrion was kind of disappointing. It wasn't as I expected. The brother scene was, well, mediocre, but I wanted to see definitely Aegon and what's his name, Jon Con. So I was disappointed with the whole Volantis storyline. I don't know if there was. I've had a very good argument ready, but I forgot it. So let's just go with that.
Now it's Tim's turn.
Okay, I'll wait for the air conditioning thing to go down first. Horrifying.
Did it go? Is it mine?
Yeah, your air conditioning is.
Oh shit, let me turn it off.
As for most disappointing, I mean, well, it's mentioned about Tyrion, but like mainly about the whole whitewashing thing.
Yeah, he's being made off as a very good person when he's actually not.
Yeah, like when. I mean, like, 'cause people have argued that he pretty much, because it's a sex slave, that it's what he does is rape to the whore in Volantis in the book. But whereas he doesn't even have sex with her in the show. It's just like, oh no, I'm not going to do this because reasons.
I don't remember how the scene went in the book, actually. What you're talking about there.
Oh, he
Just,
goes.
like,
He goes into the brothel, and then then he throws up on the floor a couple of times.
Yeah. Good
Oh
time.
yeah.
He treats his escort not that well. Like,
Does he make her cry or something? Like, I don't remember exactly.
yeah,
how-
she starts crying. He's like, "What the hell are you
Yeah.
doing?" He slaps her and then. Makes
Yeah.
her leave,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I remember like reading
remember.
through the 5th book, and I was like, God, Tyrion is a cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of turned on Tyrion in book 5. I did. And then by the end, he started building himself back up.
He was behaving like a complete idiot in Dance with Dragons, just pitying himself all the time, and all these things you've mentioned didn't help either. So I didn't.
He's like trying to play himself up as the monster.
Right. So I think that about covers it for episode 3.
Hold on.
All right.
Episode 3 sucks.
What? Episode 3 sucks.
All of it sucks.
It all sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
Well,
it's,
Actually,
Yeah,
no, that's
yeah.
not fair. That's not fair.
unless it's Stannis.
The Arya scenes are good.
Stannis and Jon and Arya, and Stannis and Jon and Arya. That's it.
Well,
That's good.
yeah. Oh, I remember now what I wanted to say was the most disappointing scene. Sansa in Winterfell, of course. That's what grinds my gears.
I agree.
Like, how can anyone say that is a good storyline at all? I don't understand. I must say, while it was kind of boring, I just enjoyed the Vale storyline much more than this, because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I
Just
mean,
Littlefinger's being a total idiot, just betting everything on chance and other people's trust, which he never does in the books, and Sansa marrying Ramsay, like, what the fuck?
I mean, well, another thing is like Littlefinger. Oh, actually, no. I'll mention it when we get onto the scene when we talk about episode 4.
So, episode 4. Devon, do you want to do another read-through of essentially summarising the story? And then we'll go...
Well, then we're gonna go through each one.
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Yeah, we'll go character by character. Roughly.
Alright. Men. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So we have the 1.5 men in the boat, the dwarf napping, just general hairy man being a cunt of a man. And then Bronn and Jaime have a little boat scene where they chat about slicing up midgets, because apparently that's what you do. Cersei's like, get the fuck out of here, go to Bravos, you should be honored. And then sputtering old Mace is like, yep, sounds good. Cersei gives the sparrows power, fuck the hoes and fuck the gays, because we're the Catholic Church. Marjorie's pissed off. Tommen tries to grow some balls, but he just ends up looking like a fucking twat. Tommen's like, hey, I know your brother's in jail because of my mom, but like...
We'll bang, okay?
And she's like, Marjorie's like, listen, I'm tired. Yeah, I've got a headache. Stannis and Melisandre watch Jon give a recruit a dicking. Jon makes the ultimate mistake, not banging Melisandre. Listen, I gotta stop right there for a second and say, as much of that scene being character assassination, I'm glad I got to see Carice in it. Right? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm glad I got to see Carice. That's it.
Yeah.
Stannis and Shireen have a heart-to-heart about how much Selyse is a cunt. Sansa's in the crypts. Littlefinger diddles her. Bronn and Jaime kill some sand people. Alaria and the Sand Snakes act like edgy 13-year-old emo kids. 1.5 Men in a Boat episode 2. Backhanding a dwarf. Daenerys keeps telling Barristan that the history he experienced is wrong, but Rhaegar was the tits. His Daenerys says, listen, cunt, open the fucking pits, would ya? For the 3rd time. The Sons of the Harpy give the fucking old Jack the Ripper to some biddies. Barristan the badass becomes Barristan the fucked in the ass. and he gets slain by rich white men with knives.
You missed out the Mantis scene.
Did I?
Stannis Shireen Mantis.
No, I said
like they talk
about
how
Stannis and Shireen.
Shireen.
I said Stannis and Shireen have a heart-to-heart over how much of a cunt Selyse is.
Yeah. Actually, no. I think you did. Yeah. Fair enough.
I know I did. God damn it! I'm a fucking professional. God damn it!
Too bad the rest of us are not.
All right, episode 4.
So,
episode 4, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
No, that's
start off with the first.
Well, we'll get
line
episode 2. Electric Boogaloo comes later.
1.5 Men in the Boat. So Tyrion and Jorah.
I don't like Jorah in the books.
Yeah, Jorah's a bit of a self-pitying twat.
So
he's a creep in the books.
He's a fucking creep. So I don't really have much to say about
Jorah
this.
Fedora.
Yeah, Jorah the Fedora. It's true, the Fedora Knight. But I don't know. The scene, Jorah's was a cunt in this scene, just like he is in a book. So
yeah, that scene wasn't really about anything at all. Just advancing the plot for Tyrion.
Yep.
So there wasn't much. There wasn't anything actually then.
There wasn't anything notable other than like
they rowed the boat, and Tyrion was apparently on the small council.
Oh yeah, except for it being mentioned about what is
and
it?
selling secrets.
Oh, that and like because Tyrion thought he was being taken to Cersei when he's actually been taken to Daenerys, but everyone guessed that anyway, regardless of whether they'd read the book or not.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just fairly uninteresting. Like it's kind of worse than being bad.
Yeah,
almost.
There's just nothing to say. There's nothing.
Yeah. We're not angry about it. We're just disappointed.
Oh, we just wouldn't. I mean, it's a fine. It's actually it's not book accurate per se because they weren't in a boat, but
the scene just exists.
The scene exists. Yeah. It is kind of book accurate in a way. I'm not sure the scene itself exists in the book, but
no, it's just I think it's what is like in Tyrion's head in the book.
Well, don't they don't actually go by a small boat like that. They go on a boat big enough, didn't they? And they went to
because
the name of that city.
He was making Tyrion like hide under somewhere, wasn't he? He was like,
yeah, and then they took a boat and they went to that other city. What is the name after? Where did they go after Volantis?
Tyrion's picked up in Sel Horus in the books, and then
and then they go into
Volantis. Yeah.
And there they find the two dwarves, or the one dwarf,
Penny.
And then they sail, and then they get, Then they get.
We have to add Penny to the graveyard of characters who
Yep.
just aren't going to be in the show.
Yep.
R.I.P. Victarion, Euron, Penny.
Don't say that to me.
But yeah, Jaime's proper character. So the next characters.
Well,
Bronn and Jaime. I mean,
As much as I'll continue.
Oh no, after you, Stannis. After you.
lots of boats this episode, that I'm realizing now.
Yeah.
Well, as much as
Boats and
I
hoes.
appreciate their banter, it just doesn't look good to me. The whole journey. It's not worth it, I think. I'm just not content with the Dawn storyline at all. I like Jaime and Bronn as a duo, but no, it's not worth. Just the Riverlands storyline would have been better, in my opinion.
It's got the same problem that the Beatles scene has, which is
Yeah.
two incredibly good actors who are making this utter tripe really enjoyable, and it's odd. It's really odd to have that. Like, you know it's bad, but at the same time, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
And
It's the Jaime and Bronn comedy hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even the
5
serious
minutes.
stuff, like in the boat scene, like James.
Now they're without a doubt the comic relief, like, haha, buddy cop flick right now.
Well, yeah, but like in the boat scene, there's a really serious, like, he killed my dad, and I let him out.
Yeah.
I, by extension, murdered my own father.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he was ever like, I'm gonna fucking cut that kid up if I ever see him again.
Well, no, but like the scene was a serious scene, and it was still done really well.
Ah.
I don't like him
It's what,
saying.
Bronn
Anyone-
figuring Jaime out because he let Tyrion go, and Tywin died, and now he's going to save his niece from the Dornish,
His daughter.
and he's, well, that's what Bronn says. He's like,
Oh,
your
yeah.
niece. So he's like, you let him go, and he's like, I'll kill him if I see him again, and then now he's obligated to go get Marcella to try and make himself feel better at what he did. And so that's all Bronn and Jaime figuring each other out. Really.
What do you think about the whole theory that Cersei sent Jaime into Dorne on purpose, not because
Kill him, yeah. I think to start a war.
Oh, because
She probably did.
yeah, because
It's too strong.
It's not war, but no. I don't know what they're doing to Cersei, really. I really don't.
She's off
Well-
a bitch.
she's definitely like if you look at her scenes, you can see that she's kind of like going down the paranoia way, and she's going crazy and doing all the batshit stuff she did in the books. But I don't understand what they're trying to achieve by sending Jaime to Dorne, and if it's intentional, if she's sent there intentionally, I don't know what they're trying to achieve there either. Because are they just going to start a war on the show? That'd be weird. So I don't know where they're aiming, and
It really just feels like pointless because he's just going to go there, he's going to talk to them, see that she's in love with Trystane, and then leave.
Basically, yes.
So it's just pointless what they're doing with him.
If you've read I don't think I can spoil. I don't think I can actually talk about this. But if you've read the whole the 4chan posts about how the season is supposed to end, it actually doesn't get any better after that.
Nope.
So it just keeps being shit. And
Yeah,
then
basically.
so the
Yeah, I was going to mention the fact that
Be vague with your spoilers.
4chan post mentioned
Just be vague about it. Don't specifically spoil things that are said in the post, just in case they turn out to be true.
even though supposedly they're not.
Maybe elements of truth in them. We don't know. So we'll just play it safe.
But I just feel that if it's true, they go there. They don't they don't do anything significant, and they just return. And of course, they
Well, there's some pretty
return.
significant things that happen, supposedly.
Yes, but
But as far as the overall purpose of it, yeah, I think there's a different plan in mind from Cersei, but it kind of gets fucked up if you've read the books.
yeah, I just feel that it doesn't have any relevance to the show. Him going there, like when Jaime went to the Riverlands, it was kind of a self-discovering journey, I suppose. After the injuries it sustained in Storm of Swords,
He was leading the army too, though, right?
yeah.
They kind of they had a purpose. That made sense. They were there with a goal.
And now he just goes there with like in two, completely alone. That doesn't make much sense. And he's actually not going to learn anything. When he went to Riverrun, we actually learned that the Brotherhood banners might be trying to infiltrate it and kill everybody. But here we just won't learn anything at all because there's nothing.
And then there's the whole stuff of Jaina Lannister and Blackfish.
Yeah.
Great scenes, and now they're gone.
I loved the Blackfish scene. That's probably actually one of my favorite scenes of the fourth book.
Yeah, that was a great scene, and Jaina Lannister absolutely awesome. But sadly, we should be very content that we got Kevin at all. So let's be happy about that.
Sometimes I feel like they're holding Jaime's progression back because they're afraid to let him go because they want people to still think he's a bad guy.
Well, they kind of failed at that.
Yeah, but I mean, they had him rape Cersei, and now he's saying, after he released Tyrion that, if he sees him, he's going to kill him. So they're just not letting him go over that hurdle that he's supposed to do.
Wait, they built him up in Season 3 to be the guy everyone loves, just antagonize him. If that's true, then D&D are really very fucked up. Like...
We've already established that.
I hope it's not true because that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would they build him up in the first place if they're just going to antagonize him again?
I don't know. But it just seems like they're really just holding back his character progression that we get in the book instead of letting him go.
We'll see how he behaves in the Dornish scenes when he actually arrives. That could be interesting. We could learn something from that. What they have in mind for him in the future. But for the moment, I feel they're just fucking him up as a character completely.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's what D&D does, though.
Yeah. Well,
look at Ilaria, for instance, and the Sand Snakes.
We will get to that in time.
Let's move on. What's next on the list?
Do you want to talk about you don't want to talk about the Bronn Jaime fight?
No. I don't think there's anything interesting in that. Just, I like the touch with Jaime's hand, how he caught the sword. That was nice.
I thought that was pretty cool, actually.
Yes,
I figured, you have something that you can utilize, you may as well utilize it.
Maybe it's a throwback to Victorian.
Yeah, I thought about that when I saw it, too. I was like, are they mocking us?
Oh my.
Honestly, that scene irritated me. Just the ridiculousness. In the show, the catching the sword with his hand just seemed ridiculous.
Oh my god, now that I think of it, it actually really does resemble Victorian a lot.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
Well, I don't know. It makes sense to me that it would get caught in gold, because gold's not a very strong metal.
Well, yeah, but it's not. I'm not saying it's illogical. It just kind of is a fuck you to the book readers. Maybe it's such a one, maybe unintended, but still, it is there.
I don't think D&D are actively out to antagonize book readers. I don't think.
You don't think so?
What about Barristan?
What about Barristan?
Look, okay, no, I'm trying to presume ignorance
What about
instead of malice.
what about the
okay?
Beatles?
Okay.
What about the Beatles? That
Look,
was literally a scene to spite us.
no, but look, never attribute to malice what you can justify through ignorance. And I just think D&D is just really fucking stupid. I genuinely do.
That could be. There's no saying the reference was actually a reference, but you know, they probably are just that stupid. But if they did hate book readers, it would explain a lot.
It would. But yeah, the Gold Hand just catches swords, shanks bitches.
10 out of 10.
You can make a really good comic series about Gold Hand Adjust.
The scene the ridiculous really turned me off from any kind of cool factor it really could have had.
Well, like, he was having
And then
a
the fact that someone swinging down a sword, it's gonna have an effect. You're not just gonna catch it all nonchalant, like, oh, cool, and everyone's just gonna be looking like, what just happened?
Well, Victorian did.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Victorian.
he wasn't even wearing a golden hand. That was a normal
He had a
male.
lobster
hand.
Fist.
A normal, heavily armoured hand.
Yeah, but it's
No,
still,
well,
it's still cut
it
in
wasn't
the
that
flesh.
heavily armored.
Still
like,
bit
it
in really
cuts-
badly, and it
it's
got
cut
infected
through
and it
his-
was going to fall off.
Nearly killed
It
him.
cut through his flesh, the blade, and he just held it there and grasped it very hardly, and then just killed the guy. So I don't think it's totally impossible.
Well, he didn't just grasp it very hardly. He ripped it out of his hand, like it says, and then
Oh wait, I forgot
he
about
ripped
that.
it out, threw it into the sea, and then said, like, "Go get your sword" or something. I can't remember what the line is.
And he,
Oh
Slaps
my.
into the sea.
and he fucked him up. And then it was like, wow, he's really cool. And the Red Priest came and saved him from the death, the horrible death that was
Based
Volcanic
Victorian is
arm.
based.
So, moving on
And the
from
mysterious-
Lethal Weapon Westeros, Cersei.
I don't
Cersei
really
and
think
King's
that
Landing.
the Cersei and Mace scene is needed to be spoken about.
No, I mean, we get to see Tranty again, which is always nice. The kindest
Oh,
general.
so
Westeros.
Mary Marin?
See, well, this is the problem. Isn't Mace Tyrell the Hand of the King in the show, as well as Master of Coin?
He's like
Absolutely.
1,000 things.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, she made him.
He's Master of Coin, Master of
No.
Ships.
Kevin is Hand of the King, or
Oh,
is
yeah.
is he the Regent? I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Not
that
yet.
was the thing. Like,
I don't think so.
He's either
Mace
the
Tyrell's
the Hand of the
Master
King
Chef.
or the Regent, and Mace. I think
Mace is
Randall
Master of
Tarley has a
Coin,
position on small council at some point, but
I don't think they're going to put Randall Tarley in the show.
no. But he in the books he does he
Yeah.
has a small position somewhere. I think
he might be Master of Laws
Yeah, he is.
in the book.
probably.
Because he's going around executing people.
Yeah.
Cersei scene going to the Sparrow is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Lena Headey and Jonathan Banks, isn't it? Who plays
Like the
Right.
streets, like
You're thinking
The way
of
they-
Price, that's it.
You're thinking of
The way-
Mike from
I'm
Breaking
thinking of
Bad.
Mike from Breaking Bad. Wow, got
the
that
way that
confused.
they shot the scene through to the High Sparrow made me think of how that could look with her walking the other direction with a lot less clothes on.
Wait, no, didn't that happen? Didn't that scene happen in episode 3 with her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is when she actually gives this. Oh, that's when she
Just
actually
when she
gives them
sits down in
She's
her office. with
yeah, they're pouring the
The
wine.
dialogue with him, he was pretty witty. I liked it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Sparrow.
She was trying to play him into arresting Laura, so I like that. But I just
She
didn't
was
like
great.
the absence. Sorry, go ahead.
She was the one that was played.
What?
Yeah, quite. I dislike the absence of the whole debt relief thing because she had nothing to actually gain from it, and she just said, "Okay, I'll just give you the faith militant and the sinner, and you get nothing in return, really." Of course, course,
Well, she
she
doesn't
had
have to marry
Maleficent
him.
witches. But still, in the books, she was in debt 1 million golden dragons to the faith, and the High Sparrow, promised to, forget that debt if she restored the faith Millicent. So I felt that was missing in the show, and it kind of made the whole exchange pointless, and just a very stupid deal no one would really make. It was...
I missed that last little bit just now. What did you just say?
Stannis?
Yeah, well, I was... You didn't hear... You didn't me. Well, I just said that I felt the absence of the debt relief from the faith in exchange for the faith Millicent was missing in the show. I think that they left it out because the deal seemed bad, like a really bad deal.
Yeah.
And then we have the sparrows just attacking all the hoes and.
Well, the question is, would Mace want to still keep up what Tywin started on Cersei marrying Loras? That would be why she would get Loras locked up for being gay.
Well, I don't think Mace would try and enforce that. I don't think.
Yeah, why would he care? His daughter.
Right.
I think the
True.
Cersei Mace relationship has been established as Mace does whatever Cersei says.
Yeah, but she's doing it just to screw up, yeah.
I mean, because Alana wasn't happy with the. I remember in season 3, Alana wasn't happy with the marriage proposal of Loras marrying Cersei, and then Tywin said, like, "Oh, if you don't, I'm going to name Loras to the King's Guard."
So, and I think at some point they were talking about whether Cersei can still have children to produce heirs for a High Garden. So I don't think Mace would actually try to enforce that proposal.
Right.
Because it would mean the death of House Tyrell, basically. Not, well, the death, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's about it for the Cersei stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Cersei stuff.
But it's
not it for
a
the
nice
King's
touch that
stuff.
she's actually going
we
more
can talk
crazy.
about Todd. Tommen.
Everyone going all Catholic, I know. The entirety of King's Landing.
It's true.
I mean, more angry Game of Thrones fans says they it's annoyed that they dive into ISIS. Just
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they're only like live executions a step away from it, so I suppose yeah.
Well, it was quite shocking what they did to the Faith Militant in the show. It was quite very much more explicit than in the books. But maybe it's just me not paying attention. They were quite a bit more subtle than just like running into the streets, breaking caskets of wine, and killing everyone in sight. But but it's a nice touch. It shows how much Cersei fucks up with that deal.
Yeah.
Which is, and I like the fact that they're actually planning to play her out as absolutely mad by the end of the season, or at least are in the direction of it for the moment. That's that's nice. It's nice that they're keeping it in line with the books, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm kind of hoping that everything still plays out the way the books do with her. It really doesn't. There's really no other way to go about that. They're kind of going that route, so.
Well, I enjoy watching basically any of the scenes with Tommen in them because I think that they're the pretty interesting additions, and I think that they have a pretty solid actor to take his plays.
I'm just waiting on him to die.
I wouldn't say that.
Gold shall be their crowns, and gold shall be their mounds.
But we'll get a sad Sir Pounce, and I don't want a sad Sir Pounce.
And then I'm going to have
We
Chinese...
don't get any more Sir Pounds. He's just... That was a cameo now. He's never going to appear again.
I
apparently.
know, but okay. No Sir Pounce. Alright, D&D. Thanks for that. Love you too.
Well, Well,
That's it. That's all I've got for you.
Passive aggressively just talk to D&D. Yeah, Faith Militant was much more accelerated. Descent
Well, that and
Faith
It
Control.
was an experience.
that and they got the first scene of Loras actually fighting. Like the first scene we actually have of Loras true to the character in fucking ages.
And then he gets
Yeah.
fucking arrested.
And he just gets arrested for being gay. And it was like, just, okay.
Yeah.
but he was in, what I didn't understand, he was in armor and he just didn't fight back.
I think he was really confused. And they had like cudgels and shit. Like,
Confused and scared, and they,
okay, but look, when like 15 like drones all with cudgels approach you, all with devout faith symbols on their foreheads,
he was probably using a training sword of some description.
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
it'd still
that'd be a
probably be
problem.
more effective than a cudgel, but numbers.
Blunted edge.
As we find out, when you fight more than like 8 people, even if you've got a sharp sword, you're gonna die.
Well,
It's just facts in Game of
goodness,
Thrones.
they were really, really sharp sword.
What happens next?
Well, we already kind of talked about the tome and stuff, didn't we?
Yeah, he just kind of fails. He tries to grow balls. He fails.
Oh, I don't really remember much about the giving a recruit a dicking.
It's
I
just,
don't like how they're playing Marjorie with him.
you don't like
Where
it?
she's... look, because her manipulation of him is a little bit more subtle in the books. Now she's just like, do it. You're my husband. You want ass? Do it. Kind of thing.
You want ass? Do it.
You want
He's
ass? Go,
If
do
you
this.
were Natalie Dormer, like,
Well,
you
you
could do that to
you can't
anyone.
really blame her for being so angry though.
I
Her just get
understand
locked up.
that. I
But it
understand
kind of changed.
that.
The show really changes her perspective and
changed
her
it, yeah.
attitude a lot.
But she's the one that's supposed to get arrested.
Yeah.
Maybe she
Oh,
will.
this is- That
She's
still happens.
like really being bitchy.
Hmm.
I understand she's upset about her brother getting, arrested.
I'm upset that he's
But-
not Kingsguard yet.
Yeah.
I'm upset that he hasn't
that
gotten
pretty much
fucked up with
completely nullified
Dragonstone.
all of Loris's parts.
Yeah, well, he's not gonna get fucked up with Dragonstone anymore, so...
I mean,
He still might.
No, I don't think so.
yeah, for his pretty looks, but oh dear. For
Well,
his
he
character development.
supposedly he gets released.
Really?
Yeah, what's his face? I forgot his name. The other gay retarded Lannister dude.
Oliver,
Oliver.
Oliver.
he's a cunt.
He is.
Oliver? But the guy who was like, it looks like Dawn.
Well, I'm glad with this
God.
fake
You just
militant running
fucking
around that
find that
Oberyn's
guy.
dead.
No, I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about the crazy one.
Oberyn
That's
would have
with
been dead
the Faith
sooner.
Militant.
Lancel.
Later, excuse me.
Lance.
Yeah, Lancel. Supposedly he's supposed to recant some stuff, and Loras gets released because of it.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's how they get to
Cersei.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's and then somehow Marjorie gets arrested shortly
See,
after that.
that's how they pull
And
the
that
kettle
actually-
black.
That actually makes sense a little bit. I can see that happening.
Alright, I'm getting
Yeah.
behind it now.
So,
The temp
yeah,
one.
because they don't have the kettle black, so they're going to have to do it that way. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And essentially, he's supposed to admit his part with her, and she pretty much admits that, but refuses to admit anything with Jamie.
Jamie.
So she still keeps some secrets, and then her little walk and all the good stuff from a Dance with Dragons.
And Robert Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rob Strong.
who isn't Sir Robert Strong? He's just
Who's the madam?
Zombie
Ungregory.
Mountain.
Are they going to? Because if I remember correctly from the 4chan thing, they're going to actually call him the Mountain.
yeah.
That's
No
stupid.
subtlety at all. No subtlety at all.
Don't.
Because
No
people
subtlety
are
at all.
stupid
Some would
and
say
don't
it's the
know that
reverse.
guy that big.
Yeah, someone said... I always said that the show has the subtlety of a sledgehammer. That's how I've always described it.
Well,
basically.
Well, then from here we go to my favorite scene that I hate.
what, John making a big mistake.
John makes the ultimate mistake.
He
Not
Oh,
banging
yeah.
Carice Van Hoot.
precisely.
Like, who the fuck does that?
Who the
Who,
fuck,
like, who doesn't do that, you mean?
she's
Like,
stripped off
who
in
would say
front
no?
of you,
No,
fully
who the fuck
willing,
do-
and you're just like, nah, maybe not.
Oh, man. Night's Watch vows
Right.
start to be... Night's Watch vows fade away quickly when you're looking at that, I tell you.
Well, they should do.
Like, if I had Yoren's job, like, you're never at the goddamn wall. Who's gonna find out? Do what you
Yeah.
will.
Well, I think they're not actually prohibited from,
Oh, we'll go back to the Sam
Sex.
thing?
It's not technically against the rules.
Oh, right.
Well, no,
Well,
it's that's true. I mean, because a lot of them go to Molestown.
A lot of them go to Molestown. Yep.
Yeah.
if we hanged every night, what did the...
If you hang every
yeah,
yeah.
Who
every man
left
who ran to
exposed to the
Molestown
wall,
for a
it'd
night.
be guarded by ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember much of the actual scene. Like,
I just figure that I don't think that that's actually like them interpreting the vows that way. I think it's just like dealing with a situation. Like, well, we can't kill them because we need them, so I guess we're just gonna let them fuck people in Molestown.
yeah.
I don't think J.R. was there like, oh yeah, fuck, they're right. Wow.
No, I do think it's an unwritten rule.
Well,
Which,
I suppose
Well, to be
letting
fair,
them
Well,
go
it's
to
like
most
East Side,
towns,
so-
but
Sam is right though. Like it's not actually like it says they
I
can't
know.
have a wife.
yes,
Which is-
and father...
That's the kind of thing you say though, and then like a teacher slaps you for being a smartass.
he brings that up in the book too, though, didn't he?
I don't think so. I don't remember it.
I thought I
That was
recalled
my
saying-
favorite part of the battle for the wall. They just stand there waiting to be killed by wildlings, and he just says, well, it's not technically breaking our vows, you know.
Thanks, Sam. 10 out of 10.
And on these little notes here, which recruit does John give a dicking to?
It's just a random guy. Like, it's Stannis and, I think it's, Celsi. And they're chatting. I can't remember what they're chatting about. But they're just looking down at John, just beating the crap out of a recruit, because he's
It was
like,
Ollie.
so much more skilled.
It was Ollie.
It's Ollie.
It wasn't Ollie.
It was
wasn't.
yes, it
someone
was.
else.
Yes, it was. It was Ollie.
It was Ollie in the first episode,
No, I don't
wasn't
think
it?
it was. I'm pretty
It
sure
was
wasn't
Ollie. He was giving him a hard fucking dicking.
I swear it was Ollie in like the first episode or like the second episode.
Ollie
was
deserves
bent over
everything he
backwards.
gets.
He's
He's a little
crying.
bitch.
And then
No, John,
Oliver, like he like beats the shit out of Ollie when he's trying to get his like get your shield up, get your shield up, and it's just
up.
and he's just beating the shit out of him.
Shield up, shield up.
That's like one of the favorite like pictures that I ever made on Def Dick was like I took a picture of Mr. Aemon saying you need to kill the boy, John. And I like cut to like Ollie. He's like, "Oh, I'll kill the boy, all right."
That's good. I like that. I enjoyed that. You can have an 8. You can have an 8 for that.
And 8. All right, great bait,
Yeah.
mate. And 8. All right, let's.
Fucking hell.
Susie, you've got a lot of feedback.
Oh,
It's getting out of hand again.
alright, hold on.
Right. The next. So then we have. Should we just move on to the scene that made us all cry?
Yes.
Yeah, may as well.
Stannis and Shireen. Like,
Is Susie there, or she's maintaining the air conditioner? Just so we don't leave her
find
out.
We'll find out in a second. I assume the air conditioner. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, my room's
Stannis and Shireen.
The scene that made us all cry.
That shit did.
Oh,
What just happened?
Sorry?
Okay.
My cell phone?
At the scene that made everybody cry tears of wetness.
Yes, it did.
It
Oddly,
was-
completely fan fiction, but it was really good. Like,
Stannis being.
well, it wasn't that much
Oh.
fan. It was fan fiction in the content, but in the context, something like this was in the preview chapter, in the excerpt of The Winds of Winter, where he just says how much his daughter is important to him, and basically, if he dies, the throne passes to her without question. When he sends Justin Massey in 2 Bravos to buy provisions. So
Oh, no.
so it was kind of in the context, just pulled off very much differently, but it was done really well, I think, and it was emotional. And at the same time, it has me wondering what the fuck they're going to do with Stannis, because now it just seems like they're going to kill him off whenever they get the chance, which I don't like.
That is a fair.
Yeah.
Battle of Winterfell. Here we go.
Honestly, I'm still on the side of thinking that he's not gonna die during the Battle of Winterfell.
In the books, I don't think he is.
Yeah, I don't think so in the books either. On the show.
Well,
The show, we can't predict it.
Alright, here's how it's gonna happen in the show, and in the books. It's gonna happen in both. Are you ready?
alright.
Stannis is gonna take Winterfell. He's gonna kill the Boltons, and it's gonna be really good. And then
Well, Roose is gonna get away.
Yay.
Shireen and Sansa will be best friends, and Theon will grow a new penis, and then Daenerys will fly her dragons over from the sea and come to attack Winterfell, and Stannis will shoot them with the arrows real good, and then all the dragons will die at the foot of Winterfell.
Okay.
And then the White Walkers will
marry
kill everybody.
Daenerys.
And the White Walkers will kill everybody.
The White Walkers killed everyone. I still think that George's ending to A Dream of Spring is going to be, yeah, and the White Walkers came and killed everyone.
Just like one
That's
line. And the White Walkers killed everybody. Yeah.
That's just the entirety of A Dream of Spring.
Book 7 is just gonna be like a post-apocalypse, like zombie thing. Where it's like, we gotta go out for patrol to get food.
Without going into too much detail, I really don't see Shireen being good friends with anyone if certain things are to be believed.
Maybe.
Well, that's sad. I kind of liked her, so. But everyone's been saying this for months. That she's not going to survive for much longer. So, she's probably just done for now.
I don't know. I really don't see.
I never felt like we had a reason to believe she was gonna die.
There was a bit of like suggestion that like because she's King's blood that she'll be burned. I'm not sure.
Well, Gilly still has the baby, right?
Yes.
Well, they just don't have the Val's baby, right? That's the missing component.
No, they don't.
No,
Oh, no,
Man's
of course they
never,
don't,
Man's
'cause-
never had a baby in the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
That's a problem. Because now they can't do the tricks they do and send Aemon away with the baby.
Well, so I don't think Sam's leaving the wall in this season.
Oh. I want Aemon to
everyone else
die!
leaves
Mentioned
because
that
they're supposed to.
Aemon wasn't feeling well or something. They said he was sick.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Because I want Aemon to die. Like, I don't want him to die. But he's already dead, so I want to see him die.
That's in an epic way, not.
Yeah, I already experienced it, so I want to see the feels like how I read the feels. Then I can feel the feels again.
That feel when.
Is Tim having a fucking fit here
It's
again?
happening again.
It's
Oh my
strange.
god. Oh my god.
Tim!
Is mine okay? Because I had to turn
Yep.
my fan back on.
You're good. Tim.
Alright.
It's alright, it was Tim. It wasn't you.
Has it stopped now?
Nope!
It stopped until you came back and started
It's
talking.
because I muted the mic, that's why.
Alright, give
Okay, I'm gonna mute the mic and then you tell me when it stopped.
You're good now.
Yeah, as soon as you shut your mouth, it stops.
Right, so Mantis scene we're done with. Are we?
Sansa of the Crypt.
Yeah. Littlefinger unveils his master plan.
It's
This
fucked hard
fucktard
plan.
master plan.
Was that the next step of his master plan?
Yes, that was the next step. of his
Some would
master
say it was the reverse.
plan. What,
some would
the-
say-
the previous step of his plan. So basically
Some would
Littlefinger's
say it was the
plan is
inverse.
Stannis is going to come and save us all, basically, is Littlefinger's plan.
I don't understand.
I think that's out of, like, I've mentioned this before, like, because we talked about the leaks before, that it's kind of out of character for him to, like, back Stannis.
Everything he does this season is out of character.
Yeah.
He just
Except
the
for
whole
the part where he's a pedophile. That's pretty in character. They got that part down.
Especially like, I mean, because Stannis like would execute Littlefinger like on the spot given the chance.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
And you know, especially the spot where they have Peter walk up and when he's in Winterfell, and he looks out and he says, "Bane."
they work for the mercenary, the masked man.
Shut up. The pair of you.
I would really like to see Stannis get a hold of Littlefinger.
I'd really like to see Bane get a hold of it.
Devon.
He's a big guy.
Tim.
For you.
He's a big guy. We're
The Dave
compensating
Toasty is
for
not
the
funny
Kraken.
anymore.
We're compensating.
Stop.
It still kind of is.
Shut up.
Bye.
Shut up, Malcolm. Stop ruining it.
Don't encourage them, Malcolm.
But yeah.
Yeah, the reason
Synopsis.
why he left Sansa and Winterfell is because they expect one of them in the wreckage, brother.
Alright, so moving on.
Yeah. Moving on.
What next?
Sand snakes.
Let's not.
Yay, the Sand Snakes. Another reason I
Wow.
Just identical people in leather with different weapons.
The most
And the
film
Academy Award for
performance.
shittiest CGI. The whip
The
to the
mullet.
pit.
The mullet was the best part of it.
The part where she whipped the helmet or the sack off the guy. Worst CGI effect of the year, everybody. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Give it back. Nothing tops the skeletons of last season.
That's the skeleton.
The spooky, scary
The
skeletons.
spooky, scary skeletons. But that was pretty bad so far this season. That's probably the worst one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aside from that, really bad at the green screen thing. How is a show? Like, how is that show so bad with the green screen?
Which show?
Game of Thrones.
Oh. Hey,
I think-
that bucket
I think-
wasn't that bad.
I think green screen looks like shit all the time in that show.
Yeah.
There's worse. There's worse green screen.
But then it was also better.
Yeah, but they have a gigantic budget.
I know
Yeah,
they do.
they do have like the biggest budget
They
of
do.
normal television.
And they still can't pull it off right.
Yep.
Shame on
But
you, HBO.
Talking about Ilaria and the snakes. Yeah, what's your opinion of
I'm gonna reserve myself. I'm gonna let the experts on the sand snakes take this one.
Gosh.
That's not me.
Yeah,
not me.
go ahead.
It's not
Let's
me.
hear it.
Me?
Yeah.
Who else?
It just felt so phony that it was just put on from the start. It was just so forced. That's pretty much how I felt through the whole thing, and I can't.
Isn't my favorite part Tyrion?
Well, it's
oh yeah, that was the best. Mama dearest. I don't know why they have to make them like this when it has nothing to do why. I don't know why they have to change them like this.
Yeah.
There's
Because
no
in the
reason.
show, they actually made Tyene one of Ilaria's daughters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea why they would have to change them like they have. And they name dropped.
Yeah, they might as well have made them all.
Ilya. Last season, we heard about Ilya.
Welcome back to Try By Podcast. Oh wait.
Walkers!
Wait. Sorry, the recording program just stopped for a second, so I'll start again.
Blame the Wookers.
Welcome back to Try
I
By
blame
Podcast.
you.
Scotland.
A lot of you are cunts.
It wasn't my fault.
If Tim says he's not a Wooker, and now he's reversed him, that means he's a Wooker.
Ah.
Yes, that's accurate. Welcome back. Malcolm.
Tim's a
that
Wooker.
Skype noise just stopped my flow. Welcome back. Due to some annoying internet issues, which are entirely Tim's fault, we cut out from it. So, Susie, back to you on the Sand Snakes.
Alright, they name dropped Ilya Sand last season, and if they wanted to do the whole teenage angst angle, it would have been understandable to have her be there to do this whole thing and just leave Obara and Nymeria and Tyenne's characters alone. Let's just let them do their thing. That would make the most sense to me. I don't know why they're going this route with Tyene. And,
Mama.
yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
It's
completely.
Right?
It's
Come
just,
on, everybody. Everybody in. Right?
Yeah.
they're
Right.
destroying the
Right.
characters of
Definitely.
why we like them.
Yes.
Well, I can't say I
Yeah.
particularly like the Sand Snakes
Well,
in the book.
Well, any
Personally.
character who has a mullet is already destroyed. I mean, that's...
Who has a mullet?
It was. Like,
No, who has a
Go
mullet?
on. Try that again.
Who has a mullet? I don't remember that.
Somebody doesn't fucking tell me I has a mullet. I'm gonna lose it.
it damn well looked like one, and it
Who?
looked like shit.
Who?
Stannis.
Who had the mullet?
Stannis just wanted a mullet somewhere.
He's seeing imaginary mullets, and now that we've called him on it, he doesn't know where it is. He's
Oh,
just
Baron's hair is fucked
It's
up,
Stannis
though.
has a
It's
mullet.
fucked up.
One of them's Asian.
I don't have... Now
gonna
you've
say
insulted me.
Look here, Bill Clinton.
Fuck you, both. Never had that.
Right.
But no, to carry on with the Sand Snakes, I agree with Nim that they pretty much suck balls. Like everything that I had pictured and imagined from the books was destroyed as soon as they came on screen.
Yes.
They have them
Forced.
all mixed up. There's some weird little Asian looking one. There's fucking bitch ass
Yeah, I
Tiny.
know.
Yeah, it's just like who
Excuse
the
me, no.
fuck are all of you? They make me.
They
be
still
ashamed
didn't
that I'm
explain how the
dapping
Asian
up
thing
over it.
works.
What?
Oh. Nope.
Yeah, explain how there are Asians.
I mean, they have Obara as saying that she isn't one of Illyria's, at least.
Yeah.
But with Nymeria, she's supposed to be from Volantis. And I even said their made-up character, Talisa, from Volantis looks more like Nymeria than fucking Nymeria.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. And...
They didn't mention over and smacking a bitch either.
No!
They just mentioned that he was like, "Hey, you can pick that woman or the spear," and left it at that. It was like, no,
Did they even say that
smacking her
her
in the
mother was a
tears.
whore? No.
no. What irritates me with Tyene was she's supposed to be the one whose mother is the Septa, right?
Right.
And doesn't she go like posing as one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
she goes...
So
Something
it's just
like
like
that.
you kind of killed all of every like plot involving them.
Yes, they did. Absolutely.
Yes.
Fucking murderers.
At least you get to see Obara throw a spear and stab someone in the face.
And the
Yeah, but,
CGI
Obara's
looks like
mother
shit.
was-
Yes, it
Obara-
did.
Obara's-
Was there
Bar's
a
monologue
good
was-
thing about the scene at all? Because I don't feel like...
No. It was just so forced. It was just like they...
Yeah, it didn't
Overacting.
really. Definitely.
tried too hard.
I don't
Okay.
even see what they were trying to do
Like-
there, because they just killed an innocent man, just threw a fucking spear in his
He
face.
wasn't innocent.
He
tried to
wasn't.
sell
He was a
off trade.
smuggler, but he wasn't like well.
He didn't deserve to get face fucked. by
Yeah,
a
he didn't
spear.
deserve to take a spear in the head.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Anyone the Sand Snakes choose to kill deserves.
Listen, I'm not even that really big into the Sand Snakes in the books. Like I don't know that much about it. I have read it that much. But even then, like I look at this scene, I'm like, holy shit, Rick, how about you pull something together here that's not fucking garbage?
Yeah.
Like the scene
Damn
just
it, Randy.
feels awful. And because I don't know enough about the Sand Snakes, I feel it's appropriate to say that god damn the effects were shit. And man, I like the costumes a lot in the show, but I thought they looked pretty horrible in the scene.
Yeah, they were like they were.
I didn't
just,
like
They were all
like,
the same.
they
They,
looked
were just
the same.
identical. It was like
Why
look,
not?
Because, like, in the-
three
in the
exotic
book, they don't look
fighters.
sim-
That's
Tim,
it.
That's all
you were
I was-
saying something?
Sorry.
I said like the costumes all look similar. Like where in the books they're different. They all look kind of different. Where in the show they all look kind of the same.
Yeah.
Everything that makes them unique and why fans of the Sand Snakes like them, they've just totally destroyed. That's
yes, quite.
I'm
Like,
ashamed to call them daughters.
it.
but I still don't
missing
understand
five
where they...
of them. Wait, am I missing
Sorry,
five?
Stannis. You were saying?
No, I just don't understand what they're trying to achieve here, because last season, Elaria and Oberyn were like, we're not going to harm any children now. She just goes 180 and it's a U-turn, and that's just... I mean, even the show fans see that.
She got consumed with the spirit and the cancellation of Darkstar being a character.
But I mean, even the show fans can see that something is very wrong, very wrong there.
Agreed.
Which is like that's not the usual thing. They're like, oh yeah, the show is so great, there are no mistakes at all. But they see it too. Everyone sees it, and it's just totally fucked up.
It seems like D&D just randomly spouted up these characters and like, oh, we're actually going to put them in the show now, and they just kind of rushed it and threw it in. And was like, here we go, just to appease the ones who actually want the Sand Snakes, and they don't really give two shits about them.
Yeah.
And I still don't have a damn clue how the Asian thing works in A Song of Ice and Fire. I mean, we saw the priest in Volantis. I understand that, since she's probably from Ashai, but just a sand snake in Dorne. I still don't understand how that's supposed to work.
She's supposed to be exotic looking. Exotic is Chinese eyes, I guess.
Oh, well.
Don't know. We just call her Mulan. Move on. Her stupid fucking whip.
Pot of tea, Mulan.
Instead of her daggers and whatnots.
Yeah, that's
She's
when,
good.
like, wasn't
Chinese
Adara
eyes.
supposed to have
I do have to
stare
say,
under
they
the
did a good job designing those daggers, but they're with the wrong character, obviously.
And then
Well.
Adara was supposed to have a whip. So,
Yeah, I think we can all agree that it was a colossal fuck up.
So,
Burn it to the ground.
do we actually foresee any more snakes? I almost don't want to see the rest of them.
I don't want to see them. I don't. I want them all to die. And Dorne's the only good thing about Dorne.
Looks
Yeah.
like Aerys is right after all. Dorne should just sink and stay sunk forever.
Yes, I'm agreeing with Aries.
Show version of Dorne is completely destroyed and ruined. Our hope all relies on Doran and Areo Hota, and I'm rather displeased with him myself, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's it. So,
Yeah.
we've still got the Meereen scenes to cover, right?
Yes.
Yay, Marine.
Oh, that's my favorite part. The cardinal sin, number 1.
I'm an admin of Sons of the Harpy, so...
Right, so we have
I halfway
Harrison
accomplished something.
chatting to Danny about how Rhaegar was the tits.
Rhaegar was awesome.
Rhaegar
We got to
was
learn about how he used to sing and hang out with Barristan, and they were
Got
such
to
fun.
learn about how he.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Baelish talking about the tourney at Harren Hall, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did
Oh,
forget
did
to
we?
mention that.
Oh yeah, that was actually pretty good. They actually
Yeah, they
I
mentioned Rhaegar,
enjoyed
too.
that.
because they actually talk about Lyanna and like the shit that led to the War of Robert's Rebellion.
I didn't know
Sansa
that.
just flat out calls Rhaegar a rapist, and
Yeah.
Littlefinger's just like, he doesn't really respond to it, he just
sure.
kind of doesn't
Eyes.
say anything.
He's
He's
like,
kinda
yeah,
like-
sure, rape.
He's like, listen, as a rapist myself, I don't know if I can know what to say. As a soon-to-be rapist, sorry, he doesn't think he can criticize. He doesn't
Well,
say
he
anything.
can't rape shit if he's in King's Landing. So, not really. Not.
I mean, Jamie's not there, and he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, King's Landing needs its resident rapist.
Alex Graves isn't there to make it consensual.
It's just going to be pure rape. Just lots of rape.
Lots of rape.
Not the rapist the city needs, but the one.
There was a lot less sexual violence this season. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, last season really was out of hand with the sexual violence.
Oh, it'll come. It's only episode 4.
Last season,
Well, it's,
it was like, all over the place.
Well, I mean, think about what they're going to do to Sansa.
Well, apparently,
yeah,
Well, let's
But
not
there's,
talk
like-
about that.
I'm not
there
thinking
should-
about that.
there should be context and reason for that, though. As opposed to just, like, tossing it in there because they want to spice shit up.
Yeah. Well,
Let's just move on.
let's hope it stays as it is, and there's no more sexual violence than there has been so far.
Sexual violence. There's a bunch supposed to be coming out.
Let's just move on to Danny's Meereen storyline.
Phil can't handle the sexual violence.
I
You're triggering him right now.
yeah. Basically.
Wait, I feel like I missed. What's wrong?
It's just I was just thinking move on to Danny.
All right, to Danny.
We'll get to all the
Oh, yeah,
controversial stuff
Barristan's like,
in the coming
listen,
weeks.
your dad. Well, we're going back to more rape. He's like, your dad was bad. He raped a person, and he did bad things. He burned
He
people.
burns people.
And he watched them burn, and he didn't give them a fair trial, and it was bad. And then she's like, no.
No, that's not. That was last.
That was
episode, wasn't it?
this.
Listen,
Two
I
episodes
want more excuses to.
No, sorry. Sorry.
Well, look, right now we're not talking about Ares. We're talking about Rhaegar and how awesome he is.
He
And
wasn't.
then Danny's like,
Yay, Rhaegar.
"Lol, don't need a bodyguard. It's alright."
Rhaegar was
Hey,
like,
look,
yeah, I look
I've got
pretty
blue
cool.
pubes here.
Listen, I'll challenge Rhaegar to a fucking guitar battle right now. I'll kick his ass. I'll
Hey.
kick his ass. And
No one plays the harp better than Rhaegar.
And then Robert Baratheon will come in and crush his chest straight in, and then I'll play a
Look.
mad solo, and
He
Robert will
slipped.
become king. That's how it actually happened. I was there.
He slipped on a pebble.
Slipped on a pebble and crushed his chest.
Yeah, he slipped and fell on the hammer. He killed
Slipped
himself.
and fell on the pair of his own shears. But
I'm
yeah,
notorious for trying to make Rhaegar sound like much more of a badass than he was, and I don't believe that Robert just flat crushed him with skill. He slipped.
He got lucky. He
That's
got
right.
lucky.
I refuse.
probably.
You can't really dodge a hammer,
Fucking Warhammer.
because apparently, supposedly, Robert was all fucked up and cut up, and doesn't really take but one hit. You get hit with that and you're dead. It's like game over.
Well, it's fucking gigantic.
Who's to
And he was
say that
gigantic.
somebody didn't come at Rhaegar while Robert was going for him and to distract Rhaegar, and boom, that was it.
Exactly.
Probably. I mean,
Well, the way
Supposedly
they,
they were
the way they
surrounded anyways.
describe
They were
it is
actually
that, like,
Yeah.
fighting.
you know,
Wasn't it- Robert's described as quite a good fighter there.
Rhaegar, not so much.
no, Rhaegar's described as good, just he doesn't want to fight.
He doesn't want to be, yeah.
Yeah, but who can best him in a tournament? Nobody.
Yeah, but it's a fucking
Yeah,
tournament.
there's a difference
Yeah,
between a tournament
up.
and
Hey,
one
look.
tournament.
Laura's
right there,
the
off
badass.
from the hedge knight. How about you call him yourself?
Anyhow,
Stop fucking silenced it. Jesus. That just killed it. Holy crap.
so moving on, we get more from Hisdar. Hisdar.
He's
Hooray.
ready.
This does like open the pit.
It's basically the same conversation he has in the first episode.
And the one
The
with
supposed Harpy. Although we don't really have any hints that he's the Harpy in the show.
Open the Pete's.
The
Has
same.
he offered to marry her and all that stuff?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it's going to happen anyway. No, in the future. So
Well, they're
Really?
supposed to marry or some shit before they open the pit.
I think it will happen, but because I mean, otherwise, why would they introduce Hisdar? What's the point?
Because then he can be like, my dad didn't like slaves. And then
Yeah.
Daenerys will be like, fuck you.
It's not what Daenerys says to pretty much everyone.
Well, plus we know the pits are getting reopened anyway.
Yeah.
We've seen the fucking shots.
Hey, can we talk about my favorite characters?
No.
Sons of
okay.
the Harpy go next slashing and Barristan gets wrecked by people. I know.
we're at that scene now.
Yay,
Yeah,
we start cutting
Are
Barristan
people's
we
gets
throats.
there
killed.
yet?
The misery will
The
end
calm
soon.
and the
The
sin of the
misery
show.
will end soon.
And I just thought about something. McCracken's not here.
Are you fucking
No
kidding me,
shit.
Cuffwall?
How?
We need McCracken. He's
Oh,
part of my army of the Sons of the Harpy.
No.
Some
Alright,
would say he's the reverse.
No,
It doesn't work there. It doesn't
It's
work.
the son of the Kraken, not the son of the Harpy.
But yeah.
It's weird.
It's
Yeah,
gotta
we get to see
start
lots
with
of people get killed. And
Right.
find out that rich people with daggers are very good swordsmen and fighters.
Yeah. Who'd have thought?
And
They
then
can
the
kick-
guy.
They can kick
Oh,
trained, disciplined warriors' asses.
That was.
Like, they were literally just, like, flailing around the place, but, like, they were, like, stabbing them, I guess, and winning.
Hey, they were flailing with skill.
Yeah.
With style.
Like, how could you even see with those masks on?
Hey, have you ever worn a mask and
Yes.
went sword fighting?
No, I can't say I've done.
I've done that.
I
Yes.
cannot say I've done the second part.
It's not that bad, actually.
Yeah, but
Well,
I
maybe
can
the
so
gold one.
picture Malcolm
Yeah, but
wearing one of his
You'd have much,
mushroom head.
You'd have a much narrower kind of field of vision. But
yeah, but
I
then
have
put
actually
that
done
into like
that.
a stressful situation where you're surrounded from all sides.
It don't matter. You have the numbers. You don't have to worry about what's behind you. You can just stab what's in front of you.
Okay, it was like...
Hmm?
What, how many Unsullied were there?
I don't know.
10.
Like 10?
Ian.
And
And there were like 15, 20 Sons
at
of
most?
Harpy.
Yeah.
That
no,
they
more
could
than
take
It was a
them.
trap.
The Unsullied should have won.
The Unsullied should have won if they just dropped their spears and used the swords that, are better for...
Could have made a shield wall too. Like,
Yeah,
there
well,
was
you could have
no...
done that. They could have done literally anything they were trained to do and they probably would have won.
Yeah. Like, they weren't even surrounded, they were just being attacked from one side. Is that... Or were they surrounded?
There was
No,
attacks
they
from
did.
two
They
sides.
like
and
lured them. They lured them into that
Kind of passive.
room. Yeah.
but they had enough people to form a wall down
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
they could have just
and
formed
just-
two shield walls.
Just stab the fuck,
Pretty much
stab
for
the fuck
who-
out of them.
For who the Unsullied are supposed to be and their skill and discipline and all, they fought like a bunch of fucking wookers.
Yeah. Not like him fight.
Yeah, exactly. Tim fight.
Cannon fodder, as they
Wow.
say.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Wookers for you.
They didn't get in any kind of pattern, and apparently Grey Worm is like the best fighter of all
Yeah,
of them.
Grey Worm was just going ham.
Yeah, Grey One was...
Pulling daggers out his
Kinda.
side and everything. Like, this doesn't phase me.
Like, I was
And then-
watching it, and I was like, alright, pretty entertaining to watch, I guess. Well choreographed. And then I saw Barristan walk in.
And then
I
it
was
was like,
"Aw,
oh shit!
fuck."
And then
Hey,
Barristan just
before
starts
we
fucking them
mention
over.
Barristan, I just want to go back a little bit to when he walks away from talking with Dany
Yep.
and just walking down the street, no armor, no just nothing, by himself. Just like, why aren't you staying with her? Why are you just taking a brisk stroll down?
Because he said he was
Harpy
going to walk
Lane.
the streets.
He was going
Because
to
she
go.
no
told
armor.
him to go sing her a song, so he did. He had to obey his queen.
I would have been more. I would have been more satisfied if he was walking around. Since he didn't have his armor, he might as well not have his damn sword. He might as well holler for someone to bring him his sword too. Not at everyone else.
Ollie! Ollie comes running down Meereen.
He'd have to holler for Dario.
And that just, like, hard cuts to Dario fucking
Where the hell is Dario at?
Fucking
Yeah.
Daenerys.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Being
In Daenerys' bed.
She's
In
off
the
finger
last three
popping by
episodes.
herself.
How many people is Dario again? Because we haven't seen him in a scene for a while. Maybe he's somewhere
Everybody.
else. He's being somewhere else. He's being Roose Bolton or something.
It's because he's Euron.
He's busy
He's
being
nothing.
Roose Bolton.
Wasn't he
Everything
supposed to
else-
have, like, a bigger role this season? Because we've seen a...
He did. Don't you remember that one time he said that he was like a young boy in the fighting pits? That was big stuff.
Yeah, and he can see through walls. He's Batman.
And he can see through walls. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got fucking
Oh.
Batman detective vision.
And he got to sleep with Daenerys, finally.
A couple times.
Jorah never did.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when you're the Fedora Knight.
Alright, back to Barristan walking
That's
in,
fair.
all
Like,
badass.
Okay, what I'll say
The
about
best swordsman of Westeros.
Yeah. Like,
The man
the
who
scene starts
infiltrated
off well, like, he
Duskendale
starts cutting through
single-handedly.
them. Like, he's taking them all down, and then it just, like, it's really cool, and then they start beating him for no apparent reason.
Like,
Like, I
he
get he's up.
outfought 5 gold cloaks unarmed, and then just some bitches with a dagger take him. That's stupid.
Unskilled, untrained bitches with daggers. Who
Yeah.
are already blinded with their shitty, fucked up gold mask. And not wearing armor themselves.
Can't cut through like cake.
Steel beams can't melt jet fuel.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you. Thank you for that. Some might say it's the reverse.
And then we get the ultimate scene of one of them getting ready to
To
slit
me,
his
the-
throat.
To me, the jet beams have been melted for centuries.
Tim, shut the fuck up.
You
Um,
merely adopted the jet fuel.
I was born in it.
and it's molded by it.
A lot of you, shut up. Stop flogging this dead horse.
To me, it's been dead for centuries.
I know, and it's currently bones in the ground. You're just beating
My goals are beyond your understanding.
I'm sure they are.
Adopted the whole.
Right. So yeah, Barristan bullshit death.
And then
He dies.
he dies,
Like,
saved
why do they
somewhat by Grey Worm.
Then he gets saved.
What's
Yeah,
the
Grey
point
Worm.
of not slitting his throat if he's just gonna die anyway?
Because they want to leave that little gap in time for
I
people who
want
don't watch the
more.
preview. I want more blood.
Because they want like him to have like a final like coughing blood like whispering Daenerys' ear.
want the rivers to
They did this. If something, this was shock value, obviously. So they wanted to leave this like cliffhanger onto the next episode, but it was just tremendously stupid, all of it. And if another major fuck up happens in this season, I'm just done with the show completely because,
I've
man,
been saying I've been
got
done
nothing
with the
better
show
to
since
do.
season
I've been saying
4.
that since season 4 started. I've got nothing better to do. So it's basically either keep watching and bitching about the show, or I can just go drop a toaster in the tub later tonight.
That got that.
Yeah. That's dark. Are we done? Are we done? Can we end on that darkness?
No, we're gonna keep discussing this back.
No! End my misery! No!
Hey, now that that's over, can we discuss the little bits of what's possible to come? Like the preview?
No.
I was gonna say, why do they?
No, the
kill
preview.
Sansa?
Oh, the preview.
Preview.
I mean, it's not a long lot of
They
preview,
could've killed
really, is
them
it?
No.
Some
we
might
can
say
see
it's in
dragons.
reverse.
if there's one important thing about it, and that Melisandre actually seems to be staying after all, which is
Hey!
Yay,
not
Jon
good.
Sexy.
Which, because
Like,
she already said to Stannis about going with him for another battle. She already said, I should go with you like Blackwater, you know? So,
No, but
now
she
she's staying.
she already told him she's coming with him. I
Yeah.
thought it's a fact, not
Yeah.
a
Stannis
proposition.
You
And
say it
Stannis,
seems like she's saying,
Stannis
but,
said yes, but in the book, she doesn't come with him, right? So
Yeah, just
Yes, quite. Which is
I'm gonna fucking interject here. You lot are gonna shut the fuck up and listen to me say it. Okay?
okay.
Good. You say that like you say that it seems like she's staying behind, but in the trailer there was a shot of her and Stannis in like a tent with like a map and like formations of soldiers on it, which hasn't been seen yet. So I think she is
She's
actually
in
going
there.
with it briefly.
she's in the tent.
There is a
Oh,
shot.
I haven't
like,
noticed
one
that.
of the first trailers season.
Oh,
Maybe she catches
well,
up.
that
Like maybe she stays
Well,
behind for a bit.
maybe she goes along and then
She
goes
flies.
back to like cast back.
Mm.
Hmm.
She goes away and she realizes she really wants that John dick. Goes back.
that's about the only interesting thing in the preview. Like, there's nothing more that we have.
Tyrion and Jorah see a dragon. That's it.
Well,
Besides the first 5 seconds.
was the first 5
Danny.
seconds.
Danny and
The altar.
Embarrassed laid out. That's it.
they kind of proved that he
Yeah.
is dead. And apparently do we get to see Grey Worm in it? I don't remember.
No,
but we see him in the trailer, in another trailer, like a big trailer,
Yeah,
a few
you see
months
him.
ago, and he's basically dead.
Oh, right.
Looks very much dead in it, so
Right.
they're probably just both fucking dead, and nobody cares now. Rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, the kind of the point to end on when, like, 2 people are almost mortally wounded. Like, to have them both die is a bit... doesn't fit. To me, it doesn't fit. But
Grey
I'd
Worm's
take
gonna
Barristan
live
over
to
Grey Worm
listen.
every day.
yeah, of course. We'd
If
love
we got to
Barristan.
pick one to stay alive, who would we pick?
Barristan.
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 Because then I don't
Why did
have
they
to
kill
watch.
Dario?
What
that-
about you're gonna break Miss Sunday's heart?
Yes,
though?
that's
I
the
don't
damn
care.
point. That's the. I don't want Grey Wind (quotation marks) to be
Why
like
not?
anymore.
What?
Did you guys see that post earlier? Someone made a post.
Yeah, that was horrible.
It's pretty funny. That's a 10.
But seriously, like, not only to break Missandei's heart, but Grey Worm has no significance to the story whatsoever, and Barristan just does so much stuff in A Dance of Dragons.
Yep.
So, while Grey Worm is basically, like...
Existing.
Yeah. He isn't in the books, right?
Gurren's
Yeah.
in the books, but he's not.
He just exists.
He just exists. He's like the head of the Unsullied Army. He's not.
Yeah,
Not got a
Okay,
role as
exactly.
such.
I can't recall actually seeing him there, so I just assumed for a moment that he didn't actually exist. But Barristan is definitely more important to the whole story than he will ever be,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
which is why we love him.
It's more important than Dario too.
Yeah, he's more important
Yep.
than most people.
Danny.
He's more
Dario
important
is the
than
most
Danny.
Only
important character.
second to maybe Danny. Like he's the
He's the most interesting man in Meereen.
yes.
Yes, because
By-
those chapters were shit until his POV came along.
Yes.
True.
Accurate.
It's a 10.
Cut for Barristan.
I'm gonna drop a toaster
Don't
at the top for
actually cut
Barristan.
for Barristan, please. Don't be that foolish.
Drop a toaster for Barristan.
And I think
With
I
the
think
fall of Barristan, it really
I mean-
soured episode 4 for me.
Yeah, the
Just
show
as a whole.
has denied us a meet up between Barristan and Tyrion, which is probably going to happen in the book.
it should be interesting. All the more interesting one should be a meeting with Jaime and Barristan.
Maybe Barristan kills Tyrion in the book during the battle. That would be nice.
Well, no, I still think Barristan is going to die during the Battle of Meereen, but I think that's a better way for him to die than
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, if he just
definitely.
holds the line on his own, like, that'd be fucking awesome.
But at least he would
Oh.
die, fighting and probably taking out a shitload more people.
Yeah.
Not
I am a
the
knight.
untrained
I
rich
shall
men.
die a knight.
Well, he certainly died fighting. I don't know if you can say he died like a knight.
He died getting
He
mad.
didn't die like a knight.
Because he
with
was
his ass
fucking
kicked.
naked!
He died like a bitch.
Yeah.
Clinging
Thanks,
to life,
D&D.
saved by a eunuch.
Well,
And not even really saved.
hang yourself from a spinning ceiling fan for Barristan. 2015.
Right. On those oddly dark terms, I
Very
think
cheery. It's very
the-
cheery. I thought I was spinning. There's motion.
Oh.
Such liveliness.
Always
in motion, the
future is.
Yes.
Right, we're done because
Oh,
Tim's
alright.
doing enough.
Some might say it's the
Tim's
reverse.
spewing shit. So's Devon.
Would
So
you
we're
expect
done.
anything other from either of them?
What do you
No,
want
not
from
really.
me?
I hope.
You would
I
expect
hope
the
for better.
reverse.
You would expect the reverse.
I hope for
Damn.
better.
He hoped for the
It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
It's his
Yes,
show!
both
Devin
Stannis.
Stannis.
Well,
Thank.
thank you for having me.
I still
and
couldn't find that article I was talking about earlier.
You'll find
Oh,
it.
you told me to tell you hey earlier.
Okay.
And Nim, Ilaria here says hey. Which you told me to tell her hey earlier, and that didn't happen.
Good.
So, I had a sore throat, so I was eating Halls, and it told me to get through it.
Choked on one?
I said thank you.
Choked on dicks.
Alright, we're not. I'm,
just like
Oh,
Harpy.
I know,
on
I
that
know,
note-
I know we're still recording. I know.
Oh, we're still recording.
I
and
knew.
on that note,
I knew.
thank you very much, Stannis. Thank you very much, Susie.
Yes, thank you
We
both.
apologise again for
Good
fucking
night,
up
Free Scotland.
last week. Goodbye.
Priest.
They're signing off. No.
If you okay, we can sign off.
I don't want to sign off.
Oh,
No,
well,
fine.
Tim, you don't have to. You can go fuck yourself.
I want this part to be in. Keep this part in right here.
It
where
is,
We say
don't worry.
okay, good.
Alright, I'm Malcolm from over in Martell, just cutting everyone off because they're a bunch of fuckwats.
He's actually Hitler. Don't listen to him.
Literally.
I'm Bill
Rhaegar.
Clinton.
He's literally Hitler.
You know, I need to make. I'm gonna make a Dario page just so I can be everyone.
Legitimately, he can be everybody now. Dario's the
Yeah.
most important character because he's everybody.
Right,
Is
there-
Devon,
are there-
Devon,
Take a
shut
debate.
up. Stannis, sign off.
I'm Stannis Baratheon, the new Chuck Norris. Good night, or whatever time of the day it is you're listening. See ya.
I am the reverse Tim.
Tim, shut up!
Go on.
It's not your turn. It's not your turn, Tim.
Is it not my turn?
I said Susie.
I didn't hear you. I jumped in before you said anything.
Unless someone says reverse or Wooker, Tim, don't open your goddamn mouth.
I am the reverse Tim.
Shut
And my goals are beyond your understanding. Goodbye.
Just kept going.
Susie,
Just kept going
please,
anyway.
just-
Susie, Jamie Lannister fans, and Lady Nim. Bye. I had fun.
Devon.
It was a pleasure.
The wandering crow's gonna go wander off into the woods until he starves to death or something.
Good.
And I've been fair. Goodbye.